You know what I'm saying? This is to anybody. Just stand on whatever you feel. Stand on whatever you represent. Stand tall, stand high about it. Don't stand strong about it. Don't let anybody knock you off your pivot or make you feel like you have to, like I said, unoriginate yourself to match their standards. You know, even if you feel like it's one man versus everybody. Just keep standing your ground because, like I said, eventually, things people realize that, and people see how much you stand your ground, and eventually people join. People hop on your wave. That's how half of the wave that's going on right now get started, because one person had to originate it, or a group of people had to originate it, and when they see how adamant people stand on about that original wave, everybody starts riding that same wave. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my general advice. It's just to always stay authentic. Never let anybody unoriginate you.
Yo, fitness fam, DJ Potential here, dropping in live from Transform You Global Radio. Your station with fresh beats and maximum motivation. This ain't your average radio show. We're talking hand-picked mixes that'll ignite your workouts, fire up your weekends, and keep you on the pulse of the hottest rising artists. Here's why Kinetic PE mix is different. I'm your resident veteran DJ on the ones and twos. Get ready for mixes that push you further. Fueled by my experience and passion for good music. New artists on the rise that get the spotlight. We champion diversity and believe everyone deserves to be heard. Discover your next sonic obsession before they blow up. Beyond the mainstream, we break the mold, celebrating genres that push boundaries. From alternative pop to underground EDM. Get ready to expand your sonic horizons. More than just music, we are a community of positive vibes and help live. Tune in for fitness tips, inspiring interviews, and a space that lifts you up. Ready to transform your workouts and discover your next favorite artist? Then lock in to the Kinetic PE Mix. Want Transform You Radio? Want more Transform You Radio? Stream live at transformumedia.com. Follow me, DJ Potential, at dj.potential on IG. Join the community, share your feedbacks and requests. Let's get moving, fam. Turn up the volume, unite yourself, and find your rhythm with the Kinetic PE Mix. Hashtag Transform You Radio, hashtag DJ Potential, hashtag fitness, hashtag music, hashtag community. And keep your eye out on social media for exclusive events and giveaways. Let's get it! Hailing from the JUC and taking the Caleco scene by storm. Kinetic PE hits. The MaddiethaGoat is the defying the odds as a rising female rapper. Under Dre management, she's proven that you can build a massive following outside the unusual hotspots and without sacrificing your own unique voice. Get ready because Maddie's about to share her journey and insights that will challenge how you think about making it in the music industry. And I want to give a special promotion to her newest and single that dropped about 3 days ago, 4:54 p.m. You know, the Rebirth that has a special collab on it. I listened to that, and it is hot. I'm feeling it. Uh, Man, I can't wait to dive in. She's right here in the virtual building. What's going on?
Going go here, ready to unpack whatever you have for me to unpack. But it's truly a blessing to be sitting here. I'm excited. Um, like I said, I'm ready for you guys, the fans. I'm ready for everybody to get to know who I am.
Okay, so how did you like that introduction? I took a little time to put a little sauce on it.
Oh, listen, I love an introduction. Anybody who bigs me up, I don't care if you use 5 words or 500 words. I'm for it because I'm
Okay,
all about uplifting people. Big. I feel like it was a great introduction. I
okay,
loved it.
thank
That's why I was
thank you.
smiling the whole time.
Right, absolutely. So I mean, I know I gave you an introduction, but in your own words, can you tell us a little bit about your journey here?
Yeah, of course. So I'm originally from New York. I'm from Queens, New York. That's where I was born. And I lived there for 7 years. And then my mother, of course, and my brother and I, we relocated out here to the Atlanta area, actually the outskirts, because Palmetto is considered that. But I basically grew up in Palmetto most of my life, went to school out there. When it came down to music, um, I was very much so at the time, like in and out, um, meaning that I would kind of, just being honest, my shyness pretty much took me in and out of that game. I was a very shy person growing up. It's like I was shy, but I wasn't at the same time. It's like I would love doing music, for my family, for my close friends, whatever. But what would scare me is just knowing, I guess, a large crowd or a large group of people, all eyes on me or all ears on me listening to my things, and, just the criticism. I was young. I felt like, I was too shy to be able to take it back then. So I was just very much so in and out. When I came to Atlanta, Atlanta is like a musical state. Everybody's like, everybody raps out here, everybody sings out here. So, growing up, I always, as far as between me and my friends, we always, would make up little raps and stuff like that, and, go to the studio. Some of them did it for a hobby, some of them did it, whatever the case may be. Um, and then that's when I really started to kind of like show off my skills as far as me being a rapper. And I just remember like growing up, my friends always used to tell me like, I know you was playing and all, but you could like really rap, right? And I used to just always be like, yeah, I know, I just take it seriously. I don't think that's my line of work. I just always used to downplay it. But I've always loved music. My father um, was also into music. My family from New York. My whole side of my family is from is still in New York. So my father, my cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody's still in New York. I guess I only have my mother and my brother out here, as far as blood relation. So with that being said, like as far as my family in New York, my dad, my cousins, everybody, they all, I grew up going to the studio with my father. Um, my father was in and out the studio all days, all nights. I couldn't go to them every time, of course. But just like how now me as an artist, like I literally live in the studio, I could think back to like how my dad was the same exact way. Um, and I just always keep that in my head from time to time. Because, close family members and stuff like that always, now that they see me pursuing my dream, they always like, I'm like a reflection of my dad or whatever. So it's always just been in me, in my family, in my bloodline to, appreciate music, do music in some type of way. So coming out of high school, life gets to life, and as people say, and things happen. Um, and so at this point, once again, I've had to put the music to the side, to make sure that I'm stable, to make sure that I have my necessities, food in my stomach, roof over my head, whatever it calls for. I'm even going to college at this time. I'm going to college for criminal law. Like you just would have never thought that I would have dipped back into my music bag. I was just doing it every now and then for a hobby. Um, but then I ended up meeting my fiance, which is also my manager, DeAndre. So, dealing with him, he was also an artist, but he's on the management side of things now. And he's been doing music management for a really long time. So just me being alongside him, it caused me to dip back into the music too as well. But on this aspect of it, I was on the like management side of it since he was on the management. So I was basically supporting him on the management side of things. Like I was assisting him, making sure artists were in place, whatever it took, I was doing that. And then like it literally just hit me one day. I was just like, you know what? No shade to anybody that I previously managed. Um, Shout out to them, by the way. But I was just thinking to myself, like, I take all this money, I build my fiance, we take all this money, we invest into these people, but I know I have that too. Like, why not take that and invest in myself and see where I could take myself with this music? You know what I'm saying? Because I know I got the talent. The talent, the talent is probably the easiest thing when it comes to down to the music. I know it's not everything, But when it comes to like writing music, creating music, structuring songs, anything, that's the easiest part for me. I could do that shit in my sleep. Can we curse on here? I,
Hey,
I,
you
I,
be who you are. Be who you are.
okay, I was just making sure because I know some people be like skeptical to cuss words or whatever, but I can literally
No.
do this shit in my sleep when it comes to
Right.
like writing songs, making music. That's to me as an artist, that's like the easiest part of being an artist is creating the music. Every song I've ever put out, all the way from being young, all the way till now, I'm about to be 25 next month. I wrote every song myself. I've never had assistance with writing a song. I've never had assistance with structuring a song. I've never, like I said, no shade to people who do songwriters or whatever. But I do think it's a unique thing to know that, there are people out here that do still grab that book and that pen and still write their own music. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's important because a lot of people, like, I want people to know that whatever came out of my mouth and whatever I said, I originated that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm an originator. And I like that. That's like, to me, I've learned in this music business that you can't be too hard on yourself. I am like my biggest um like I'm very much hard on myself more than anybody could be, but at the same time I do feel like, I have enough confidence to pat myself on the back about a lot of things when it comes to stuff because um I know my worth as an artist and I know where I could possibly be, and I'm trying to get there. I'm not trying to just have it be a thought for the rest of my life. I'm trying to actually live that in reality. So I'm really, making sacrifices, taking steps to do whatever it takes for me to get where I'm trying to be. And even when I get where I'm trying to be, it's new goals, new long and short term goals to be set up in place for me to get even further than that. Because in music, I feel like the sky is the limit. I feel like there's not really at a point in your career where you could just get big and you can't get no bigger. I just feel like you can, you know what I'm saying? That's the beauty in music to me. I feel like you can go so far out of this world with it. You know what I'm saying? You can go out of your city, you can go out of your state, you can go out of your country. It's really no limit to how big of a star you can be. So I push myself every day. Music is my life. I'd say that literally maybe like 3 to 4 times a day. Music is my life, and it really is my life. And I'm just glad that whatever humps that I got over, throughout my life, I'm glad I got over those humps. So now I don't feel, that shyness or that awkwardness trying to pursue my dream. It's always been something that I've wanted to do. Um, it's just shyness. Shyness is a real thing. Especially since me as a person, I experienced it. I'm always wondering what people think, or what people gonna say about this, or what people gonna say about that. But in reality, in the world we live in, I just feel like people gonna do that anyway. It don't
Yeah,
matter
they
who
are.
you is. It don't matter if you're a Z list. It don't matter if you D list. It don't matter if you're an A list artist. It don't matter if you know what I'm saying. You've been in the game 2 years, 12 years, 20 years. It don't matter. Somebody's gonna always find something to say about you. It's always gonna be that group of people. So it's like once you register that in your mind, and then with social media taking over, you know, in this time we live in today, it's like it's something that you can't dodge. There's not one artist out here that can just say that nobody has said nothing bad about them. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that it's gonna be that controversy anyway, and it's gonna be the hate anyway, it's gonna be all of that anyway. It's gonna come with whether you are the nicest artist in the game or not. You know what I'm saying? So just realizing that, growing up, getting older, realizing that people gonna do what they want to do regardless of, what you do. It just made it even more easier to pursue my dream with like no fucks given, you know. And I hope I'm still, answering the question that we originally asked, but because I get carried away. But yeah, I've been doing music all my life. I've been writing all my life, even when I wasn't in the studio, even when I wasn't, putting out any music. I've always been writing. I'm the type of person that just, if I feel some type of way, I'm gonna write a song about it. Whether I'm angry, mad, sad, I'm happy, I'm blessed. I'm gonna write a song about it. So all my music tells a story. It really does. As it's supposed to. Um, so yeah, as an artist, I'm just very appreciative of music. I'm appreciative of my music. I take this shit very seriously. Um, and that's no shade to nobody who does music in their free time or does it as a hobby. Just with me, I take it very seriously. Music is literally what, I'm trying to live off of. I'm trying to, this is my dream. So I'm making my dreams reality right now. That's why every opportunity that comes across this interview, everything that comes across my way, I'm very appreciative of it. I'm very grateful for it. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. You know what I'm saying? You can have 5 followers. I wouldn't care. I'm just appreciative that there's somebody that's interested and wanted to know more about me. You know? So that's how I just look at life in general. Um, Even with being a mom, I'm a mom. I have a 1 year old. So I'm still, pushing my dream even while still being a mom at the same time. And of course, being a mom comes first. But I'm able to maneuver and I'm able to make everything work. So I just say all that to say like I'm a hard worker. I work hard. I work hard to push my music. Every song that you've heard, every vision that you've seen, visual that you've seen, there's a lot of hard work put behind it. So yeah.
That really tells an awesome story. You really took us back to create a real good visual where your foundation started. Taking us back to like where you started in New York. We really like yeah, I kind of sense that like you were maybe a migrant into the Atlanta scene.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people who usually migrate into Atlanta for various reasons. And
Mhm.
for you, um you discovered that music became one of those. It might have not have been
Right.
initially music, but because of the roots of your father and the influence of your father, ultimately that's your calling.
Right.
And sometimes what we got in our blood, we can't get it out.
Right. Exactly. Just can't help it.
And then ironically, your other half, he was, it's like two peas in a pot, as they
Right.
say.
Right.
He was doing the same thing, and there's a old thing that says that like when the father passed the his daughter to his uh to the man to um become the husband, it's like the next father
Mm.
for that woman.
Yeah.
And so it's like you got that new headship over you, who's ultimately your partner. You guys are partners in this new venture, this
Right.
new chapter of your life. But this is a chapter for both you guys, and you guys are a part team. And you recognize like, hey, boy, we managing these flops.
Right.
And again, no shade, but like really, you start realizing that like this is what we're supposed to be doing, and
It's just like it's just like a thing of like, and once again, no shade, but I look at as helping him on the management side of things. I would have my specific doubts and my specific internal doubts with artists. I would just feel like it's some like she's a good artist, but it's just something like it's just something missing. It's just something not clicking. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I just felt like, okay, if she could move in more of this direction, then this would work. Or if
Hmm.
he would be able to take a step back from all of this, then this could work. And that's just throwing like hypothetical examples out there. So me seeing that, and like I said, my fiance, he's older than me. So he's been doing this. He's been doing this way longer than me. He's been doing the management side longer than I've been doing, being an artist. So just looking at certain things and seeing my money go, I'm a big person and like it takes money to make money. So I don't mind investing into something that I feel like that I can almost guarantee to myself is going to make a greater return. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a person, whether it's a business, whether it's an object, it could be anything. Um, but at the same time, it's like once you invest, you can't like withdraw investment. So
Right.
when you do
Exactly.
invest, you have to literally make sure that it's the right thing. And when I say it literally just hit me, I just found all of these things that I was so worried about dealing with other people. But the thing is, all I can do is advise. I can't make anyone do anything. The only person I can make do anything is myself.
Exactly.
So with me thinking of that, I'm just like, as an artist, if I know that I can get all of these things done and really show people how to do certain things, because like I said, it isn't just all about talent. I can't tell you how many artists that were on my fiance's management that had all the talent in the world, but other things were stopping them from being able to be big or being able to, keep pursuing and get good feedback from it. It was just other things stopping them, other aspects that they weren't strong in, stopping them, and it takes away from the talent. That's why when I said, you can be the best rapper in the world, you can be the hottest singer in the world. You have to be like an all around for a person to consider you as a great artist and want to invest in you. So it's
Yeah.
like me as an investor, because that's technically what I was, you know,
Mhm.
and I'm not even legally attached to the business. I'm just literally backing my fiance's play because
Mhm.
this is on a personal level. I'm backing his play. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to see him win. But digging more into it and me knowing in the back of my head that I do music and I am an artist, I'm just like I woke up, I'm like, I keep sitting here trying to beat certain things in people's head that I already have. I could just do this shit myself. You know what I'm saying? And that I feel like not even so much as an artist, I just feel like anybody who whatever it is, they're gonna feel the same way. Like you as a podcast person, you know what I'm saying? You doing interviews, you may hire people to do interviews and you feel like they're not asking the questions that you need them to ask.
Yeah.
You guys are journalists. You guys are trying to get to know whoever you're talking to, get information, ask people to ask things that people want to know. So you as a person, you may or may not feel like, okay, this person is not doing what I'm asking them to do. Why am I paying
Mhm.
this person and they're doing the job 50% when I know I can save my money and put that same money into myself and I'm gonna do it 100. I'm gonna do it 100%. I'm gonna get the job done because this is what I really want to do. I'm not doing this just because I get paid for it. I'm doing this because this is some shit I really want to do. I haven't even started flipping and got really any return from it. This is just me putting the work in and putting the investments in to push myself to start getting that return. You know what I'm saying? You really have to believe. You really have to know. You really have to have, and I would say you have to have a plan, but sometimes shit happens. Sometimes you got to be spontaneous. I've learned that too.
Mhm.
Um, I'm always a person about planning things. I love to plan ahead if I can, but sometimes things happen in the moment and you don't have time to plan. You really got to figure out in that moment what you gonna
Yeah.
do. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a day or two to think about it. And then the move that you do make, you have to make sure that it's the right move. You know what I'm saying? But you won't know until you make that decision. So
True.
I kind of learned, like I said, just being an artist, just being in the industry, period. Um, to always to always stay ready. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to get ready because, like I said, you just never know what'll come your way. You never know how much time you'll have to figure out how you're gonna deal with certain things, or how much time you have to put out a certain project, or you know what I'm saying. Some things you can plan ahead for, some things you can't. Um, but like I said, as an artist and as a previous investor in my fiance's company, that's what really flipped the switch for me. I'm like a do-it-yourself type person. Like if I can't get it done the way that I need it correctly done, I'm gonna do it myself, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
be passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna half-ass it. I'm not half-stepping shit. I'm coming how I'm coming, and I'm coming all the way 100% hard with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's just me.
Yeah. So you carving your own path as a female rapper. So like how do you navigate the industry though without compromising your own voice and authentic style? Because we I listen to your music and you talked about this earlier, like how it's important to write and let it come from the heart and let it come from the dome and coming from New York, like y'all got real writers out there. you,
Right.
you got real MCs out there. And now that now you got New Yorkers trying to sound like down south people, and you got down south people trying to sound like something else, and and you got the whole industry kind of like conflicted. So how do you navigate the industry without compromising your own voice and style?
So for me, I would feel as though, like I said, times have changed. Um, I feel like I feel like with music and with artists, it's things have become a lot more accessible. We have like social media as far as like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of these things. Back then, I feel like people appreciated music and people appreciated artists more because you couldn't get that on the fly. If you wanted to see an artist perform, you would have to pay to go see that artist. You can't go on Instagram and see that person post a picture and see what they just did 5 minutes ago. You would literally have to pay to see how that person's moving. You would have to pay to see that person perform in their best element. Or if you wanted to hear a song without having to wait till it come on the radio, you would literally have to go out and buy albums, buy CDs. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no such thing back then as in like streaming, Spotify, things like that. So I just feel like as far as me staying true to my authenticity, I've had a lot of people tell me that I should kind of change my image a little bit. And the reason why I feel like I don't need to change anything is because right now, the female rap game is, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I feel like the female rap game is kind of like bent off of like, okay, you know, you got to pay for this in order for me to give you this. That's basically, I feel like, the message that the female rap game is trying to send right now. Like, okay, you want this cake, you want this. Okay, well, you're gonna have to buy this, pay rent, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's selling right now. That's what these
Yeah,
girls riding around to, you know. And me, my message, my specific audience that I'm trying to hit is just being a boss, being a boss ass bitch. That's my message. If somebody was to just be like, what's your general message to your audience? Being a boss. That's literally my message. My message in my music is to teach people, like, not even teach people, but for people to feel like, okay, and I could have this shit with or without a nigga. I can have this whip, this car, that house, this chain, this watch. Without with a nigga, without a nigga, without a bitch, with a bitch, whatever the case is, I'ma have it, cause I'm a go getter. You know what I'm saying? Most of my songs is about getting to the bag, getting to the money, buying different cars, buying this, jumping out of this plane, getting into this truck. Like, that's my message. Um, because I really live that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making music to try to sell because I know, okay, this is what's gonna sell and this is what's gonna get out in the streets and people gonna eat that up. I want people to eat up what I put out. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I'm gonna put out some shit that even I'ma believe. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to rap about some shit that I don't even believe or I don't even live like. Like, I
yeah,
can't rap about selling my cat to nobody, or if I know I don't operate like that. I don't sell cat. You know what I'm saying? So it'll ride in the car, but I don't even live like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's hard for me to make, especially with me being the type of person I write my own shit.
hmm
It's hard for me to write about shit that I haven't lived or experienced. Now, I feel like it's a difference between that and manifesting things. Now, when it comes to manifesting things, there's a lot of things that I want for myself. I rap about being on them big stages. I rap about counting up big back ends because I manifest that for myself. So that's like the
okay,
difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say I'm something I'm not. I'm just manifesting things that I know for a fact that if I keep pushing this, it's gonna come to me. You know what I'm saying? Some things I already have, some things I know gonna come to me if I keep pushing it. So I just try to stay true to myself. I don't let anybody make me feel like, me being myself, because me being myself, I don't have to worry about upkeeping anything. You know what I'm saying? Some people some people are so into the image that they're trying to portray that they forget who they are. And then they have to
Mm-hmm.
live to try to every day they're living to try to portray that image. Me as an artist, I'm myself. So I don't have to try to portray nothing. This is me all day, every day. You're gonna get this at 12 in the afternoon, you're gonna get this at midnight. This is me. You know what I'm saying? So when you're being yourself and when you're being honest to yourself, when you're being true to yourself, you don't have to worry about trying to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you coming. You don't have to if there's no maintenance, there's no upkeep with it. It's like,
No, it's not.
yeah, you know what I'm
And
saying?
the cool thing about that, sorry to cut you off. The cool
Yeah.
thing about that is like you gonna attract, a fan base, being that way, and if you got like to keep the magic number for a true fan base is 1,000.
Hmm.
You get 1,000 true loyals. Like you can run up a nice income every year with 1,000 true loyal fans.
Right.
Because they can go grab their friends and bring them to your events, and they
Right.
can you can always depend on them to at least bring 10 or bring 20, find 20 more. And
Right.
then they 20 can find like, 10 more.
Yep.
So like you get $1 for each one of them every month, that's that's $1,000 every month guaranteed. So,
Hmm.
so it's all about numbers, and the numbers is all perspective, so but like you don't want to sell yourself like for phony, and like I like that message that that like, and it's so refreshing hearing a female rapper, and like and just drop a tag for that moment, drop the title female and just call you rapper, because that's truly what you are. You're an artist, and you truly are putting out good work, and much respect to you and your fiance for the amazing work you guys are doing. um, so you building, and speaking of which, you building you actually are building a strong following. I got a chance to look at what you're doing on social media. You are building a strong following, especially in the K-Clo area. What are the advantages and potential strategies for finding success for a more regional base? Like when you think about like just like just staying like because I saw you did a couple of shows already. you know um how, and what was that was like, the follow-up question to that would be, what was that like for you, having did something in person, and being more intimate. So the first question would be, what are the potential and advantage strategies for finding success from a more regional base, and what's that like, being having that experience, being intimate on the stage.
Yeah. So basically, being able, first of all, I love performing. Um, it gives me a rush. I just love to be able to be versatile. And I love to put on a show. I love to entertain people. It's not even just about rapping or whatever the case is. Like, I'm an entertainer. So part of me trying to basically engage with people that are my fans, people that are looking at me, people that are following me, waiting for me to drop. I'm a very consistent artist, and when I say I'm consistent, meaning I'm always putting out music. I'm always putting out music. I feel like it's very important as an artist to keep you a catalog, because like I said, the young minds today, they're really on and off. Like, they be on something so quick, and then when they get tired of it, it's like, okay, what's next? So I don't even give people time to ask me what's next. I'm the type of artist that's like, oh, I already got you lined up for the next 5, 6 days. You tired of this song? Here go another song. You tired of this song? Here go another. You know what I'm saying? I make music because I'm like I said, I make music based off moods, based off feelings, based off experiences. And so once again, I feel like engaging, that's one of my biggest strategies. And I got to give kudos to my fiance for that. Um, because I used to be the type of person that's just like, okay, let's drop something and see what it does, see how people react to it, feel about it. And then if they feel okay, then I'll just, my fiance is the one that really beat into my head and said, look, you time waits for nobody. You don't have time to sit here and work what something does. You have to work, you have to keep pushing. You have to keep because you gotta realize when people hear something they like it, they look into you as an artist and they want to hear, okay, what else do she got? You know what I'm saying? Imagine if I was dropping imagine if all I had was 454. And like you said, like other people say, they love the song. They want to look into YouTube. They want to look into Spotify. They want to look into Instagram. Okay, what other song she has? But I like this one. Imagine if 454 was the only song I had. They'd be like, oh, damn, well, this is the only one. So, well, I guess we'll just keep listening to this one. But eventually, people get tired of things. You know what I'm saying? Or people listen to music so much that they wear it out. And then it's like not even, you know what I'm saying? It's not even what you thought it was anymore. So that's why consistency is very much so key in, I feel like, building your fan base. Fans always, because this is who you really do it for. You really do it for your fans. You're not doing it for the artists around you. You're doing it for yourself, of course, but whatever you produce as an artist is really for your fans. Because these are the people that get you paid. The fans are the reason why you get paid. The fans are the reason why you get views. The fans are the reason why you book shows. Because these are the people that come out to support you and to see you. So just having content, having, things for them to build off of, to be able to support you is just a good strategy for me as an artist. It's always worked for me. That's how I'm able to, and then as far as features and stuff like that, I have a pretty good catalog of features of different Atlanta artists that I've worked with. 454, for example, I ended up collaborating with Jose Guapo on that. Of course, in Atlanta, everybody knows who Jose Guapo is. You know what I'm saying? Certain cosigns from different artists, you know, it also lets your fans know, okay, it kind of almost merges fan bases together if you think about it. This person has a bigger fan base, or this person already has a fan base. They see you doing work with another artist that, and fan bases merge together. Okay, now I listen to him and I listen to her. You know what I'm saying? Or this artist ended up putting me onto this artist. And even as a person that listens to music, because I'm an artist, but I'm also a fan too. I have a lot of artists that I listen to and I look up to. So I also think of how I operate as a fan of an artist. Like when I hear an artist for the first time, I'm like, damn, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, this person sounds unique. This person sounds refreshing. This thing I'm saying to myself in my head. Of course, I don't say it out loud, but I'm just like, who the hell is that? Like, even sometimes my fiance put me onto plenty of people, and I'd be like, "What's that song we was listening to earlier?" I'm like, "What? Who is it by?" And then I get to looking into that artist, and I'm like seeing what else they got. And now I'm tuned into that person, so now every time they drop something, I'm on it. I'm like, oh, I gotta hear the new such and such. You know what I'm saying? Because that's so. I look at that. I look at how I operate as a person who listens to other artists, and then I work in them, and I kind of do. You get what I'm saying? I kind of work toward that as being an artist, so that people can do the same thing for me, and have me tabbed up and have me, subscribed and notifies them every time I drop anything. So just transitioning to me going from, because it's very much so different from making a song and collabing in the studio and listening to your music at home and doing visuals than actually performing in front of a crowd. And like I was telling you, shyness was a very big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Just growing up, I was a very shy person. So half people wouldn't even know that I did music just because I was so shy about it. So it's like, it may seem to some people like, oh, this girl just popped up out the blue doing music. But people who really know me, people who've really been in my life, and people who really been following me know, oh, it's about time. It's about time. Because I always knew. So now that I'm in front of crowds and now that I'm performing, it almost seems like that shyness has like completely disappeared and went away, and I'm happy about that. Because that was always like a fear of mine. And like I said, like I told you, we being open and honest. You know, I was very scared when I did my first performance. I was very scared. I was trembling. I was like, oh my God, like I was trying to play it cool, but in my mom was like going 10 different places. I was like, what if they don't like it? What if they don't cheer? What if they don't boo me? What if the crowd don't participate? What if, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like having all of these thoughts. Um, and then eventually, sometimes, like I said, you don't have time to plan out things. Sometimes you got to be spontaneous and throw yourself out there. And when it came to performing live, that's what I had to do. I didn't have time to plan out and see what I was going to. I just had to throw myself out there on the stage and just make a show. And that's what I did. And once I realized that I was capable of doing that, then, like I said, all that shyness, all the doubts went away. And then as they started to fade away, it brought out my creativity more as an artist, as being able to perform and being able to wow a crowd and being able to get crowd participation. Because you got to realize, as an upcoming artist, it's one thing if people already know who you are. You can't compare yourself to somebody like, you know, I'm gonna just use Nicki Minaj as an example. That's one of my idols. Everybody knows Nicki Minaj.
Mhm.
So Nicki Minaj can go on a stage and everybody knows her. She has fans. She already has a big fan base. So she can go on the stage. It doesn't matter what city, state she's in. She gonna wow the crowd. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have the crowd jumping. She gonna have them cheering. It probably gonna be cheering for like 5 minutes without her even saying nothing. Like she's built that over the years. She's put in the time. She's put in the work. So when you're a artist pushing yourself and coming up in the game, you really have to give your fan base and you really have to give people something that sticks with them, that make people want to wild out when they see you on stage. Because people getting to know you, they don't already know you as an artist. So you have to give them that show, or you have to give them certain things to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm definitely, if she's booking another show, I'm definitely coming back out to see her, because every time she come on stage, she always kills it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking hypothetically about what a fan thinks, you know. And I think about shit like this. This is things that I think about when I'm creating music. This is things that I think about when I know I have shows ahead, whatever the case is. So it's just like I think about things that can stick with people, things I can do that can stick with people, so that people will remember me. Because that's how you gain fame. People got to remember you. People got to remember your name. People have to feel that you're different from the rest. People have to know that when they hear you on a song, when they hear you come out on stage, when they hear the first couple words you speak on the microphone, they're like, "Oh, that's Maddie the Goat for sure," and they're gonna go crazy. So that's, I feel like, is some very important strategies as far as to, like, building yourself when you go in front of a crowd, or building, fan base, building when it comes to social media, fan bases on Instagram, these musical platforms and stuff like that, and get people to want to invest in your music. So yeah.
That's some real important jewels you just dropped. You're like, man, if we throw that in the water, it'd be gold. This is doggone mic right here. So
I
I
know
love
that's
that.
right.
Yeah, I love that, man. Yeah, so like really appreciate that. So, you know, uh when we think about like just like, future goals, we all got goals that we want to hit in this industry. Even if we uh, see that we are already like achieving them, sometimes we just want to double up, like, and
Mhm.
triple up.
Right.
What are those goals for you?
So, like I said, when it comes to just the career path that I'm in, and when it comes to the dream that I'm trying to live, my endless goal is to just always make it further than I was yesterday. Whatever it takes to do that, I'm always just trying to move one step forward, or a couple steps forward. I don't care if I have to take 2 steps back to move 5 steps forward. I'm gonna do so. Um, so one of my goals is just, I've always I grew up watching award shows. Let me just say, I grew up watching every year the BET Awards. I grew up watching every year the Hip Hop Awards. I grew up watching the the Grammys, the Oscars. I grew up watching all type of awards, MTV, everything, VMAs, everything. So I've always pictured myself on those stages. Those are one of my goals, is to get on those stages. Because I've always had that dream as a little girl, with like my, artists is performing on stage. Like I would move around like I'm actually on stage and performing and stuff like that. That's something that I've always wanted to do, is to perform on a big mainstream stage. Those are like one of my goals. Take it there. Um, and I just want to be, because like I said, most of my goals are short term when it comes to music, because I'm always consistent. Every day I'm always doing something to work towards my music. There aren't really any days at this point in time, because I'm not where I want to be. There aren't any really days in this time, as of right now, in this time period, where I'm like taking breaks from it, because I'm determined, I'm adamant about getting to the top. I'm adamant about making it big. I'm adamant about, signing a deal. I'm adamant about it. So I work every single day, Sunday through Sunday, towards that in some type of way. Remember, I'm a mom too. I'm doing all that while still being a parent first. Um, so, and one of my goals, of course, is to make sure my child has everything in the world, from this music thing. I'm not just, you know, that's my light. That's the only person I put before me. So
Mhm.
I want her to have everything. I didn't grow up poor. I didn't grow up living a bad life. I went through things, but both of my parents were in my life. I had things. I didn't grow up, in the trenches, no shit like that. But, and no shade to people that do. I just had to keep it real. Like, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up, I went to school. I had things. My parents weren't the richest, but they made sure I had things that I need. My goal is to get my daughter an even better life than that. You know what I'm saying? An even more luxurious life. Um, and I want her to be able to just know that in her mind that she can be whatever she wants to be. She can work towards whatever she works towards, and she has a good foundation to do that, because her parents have set that up for her. So I know that's kind of like aside from the music, but then again, it does have to do with the music, because me living my dream out as an artist is gonna make that happen for her. You know what I'm saying? Me living my dreams out. So that's one of my biggest goals, is just to make sure that my child is good, off of anything that I do when it comes to this music. Um, I would say that an everyday goal for me would be is building that fan base, building those streams, um, getting more streams on any platform it is: Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube Music, whatever it is, Instagram, TikTok. I'm always, like I said, every day figuring out things. Me, my management, my team, always figuring out things we can do to get those numbers. Because I know numbers are a really big thing when it comes to music. Numbers, people always want to see, okay, well, who's looking at you? I know I'm looking at you, but who else is looking at you? Because I want to see if I were to invest in you as an artist, would it be smart, because it's already people investing in you? You know what I'm saying? Versus a person taking a chance on you. You have people that will take a chance on you. You know what I'm saying? Despite the numbers, because some people just don't care. Some people will take a chance on you despite the numbers. But I do feel like numbers are important. I do feel like having that to present is important. So I'm always doing whatever I can, every day, literally by the day, trying to figure out what I can do to make those numbers go up. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, everything is pretty much like in marketing and branding. You got to brand yourself, you got to market yourself. Because nowadays, it ain't like how it used to be. I was just telling my mom and I was just talking about this. It ain't like how it used to be, where like, back in the day, some of the greatest artists we know today, you know, possibly could have just stumbled into a record label, started singing or started rapping, and they're like, oh, damn, she could rap. Oh, we got to sign you. Oh, it's not like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
I like that anymore.
Talent is not the biggest. It's a big aspect, but it's not the only aspect that will determine whether you make it big or not. It's all about how you market yourself, how you present yourself. Do you have a team behind you? Do you have people backing you up? Because even with being an independent artist don't mean solely by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
still have to have people in place. You still have to have a team to support you, because as an artist, you can't do everything. It's good to know how to do things, but as an artist, you can't do everything yourself. And that's another thing I had to learn. I used to want to do everything myself. I used to want to make the music. I used to want to record the videos. I used to want to edit the videos. I used to want to manage the social media accounts. I used to want to set up the shows. I used to want to talk to, you know what I'm saying? Handle the bookings. Like, I can't do it all by myself, especially with things starting to sprout off of the ground. I can't do it all by myself. I feel like it is important for you to have a team. For it don't matter who's involved. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's people you can trust, and as long as your business being handled correctly, I feel like you do need a team. So I definitely had to learn that in the process. But yeah, as an artist, I just really, I'm really passionate about what I do. So it's like when you're passionate about it versus you doing it for any other reason outside of being passionate about it, you gonna adapt. You're gonna do whatever you have to do um to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell the difference between somebody doing something because they genuinely, passionately want to do it and them just doing it. Half of the people work 9 to 5 because they know it makes them money. Half of the people don't want to work the 9 to 5 they working, but they work it because they know it makes them a certain amount of money they can live off of. Versus somebody actually working in their career field that they dream to work in. You know what I'm saying? It
Mhm.
just hits different. It hits different when you working because you want to work versus you working because you have to work. So
Right.
me, like I said, me as an artist in the time and day we live in now, like I said, talent isn't everything to someone. Talent isn't the only aspect people look at. They look at you all across the board. Um, so that's my goal every day, just trying to hit those all across the board marks that everybody else. Because, like I told you, talent, that's the easiest part of it. Because I have that. Like, I don't have to figure that out. I don't have to go somewhere to get that. I can do that. I can't pay nobody to give me the talent I have. I can't pay nobody, to help me. I already have that. So it's just like that part is just the easiest part. That don't even feel like work. When I'm in the studio and when I'm writing music, it don't feel like work. You know what I'm saying? It feels like just regular, passing time through the day. I'm trying to find the correct terms to use for it, but it just doesn't feel like work. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like anybody's forcing me to do. I don't feel like I'm doing it because I have. I feel like I do music because I love to do music, and it genuinely is something that I love to do. Um, and I know that I have what it takes to just keep going up that ladder. I have confidence out of this world. And it took a lot of time. It took years. It took a lot of work to build that confidence. So now that I have it, it's just on me. It's just on me and it's in me. So, um, so yeah.
That's excellent. Well, well, thank you for that. Like we really, in you sharing that and being vulnerable in that moment there, we really got a chance to like really resonate with you and really understand like your why you're really doing this, and what motivates you to do this, and what you aiming at, and it's your work ethic, and the fact that you can see it, mentally you got a mental picture of it, and I'm pretty sure you're dreaming about it. So
Right.
you know it's got to start. It's got to start within first, and you definitely got to have the knowing, um, in order to start walking that path, and you're definitely doing it. We definitely gonna be supporting you, and I'm quite confident you're gonna get a lot more support um, after this interview and beyond. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Definitely share where we can find the music at. I know I found the music quite easily. We want to hear from you where we can find the music, and
Oh
how we can
yeah,
connect with you.
for sure. So I'm definitely on every platform you can think of. So just check out Maddie the Goat. It's one word. Maddie, MaddiethaGoat. One word. You can look me up on Spotify. Make sure to follow me on Spotify. Stream me. I'm on Apple Music as well. I'm on Pandora. I have my own Pandora station. My Instagram is at Maddie the Goat official. So like I said, just one word, official, no underscores or anything, no periods. My Facebook is my actual name, Madison Dorsey. I do promote on there. I'm on Facebook. My TikTok is at Maddie the Goat 2, the number 2. Um, and yeah, just make sure y'all go stream. Every stream, every follow is definitely appreciated. I'm definitely always watching. And also make sure to follow my management as well. GA Unsigned on Instagram. That is Dre Management's official Instagram. So at GA Unsigned. Same thing for Facebook at GA Unsigned. Um, and yes, you will find all my, and I'm also on YouTube Music as well. So YouTube Music, of course, I have my own YouTube page. All you have to do is type in Maddie the Goat and everything, all the music, everything you need to pop up.
Shout out to Dre too, so I got a chance to text Dre, to set this up.
Yeah.
He's a good manager, so
Oh,
he's a good
listen, the
manager.
best manager in the world. And I'm not saying that because he's my fiance. I'm just saying, like, he's really just like me as an artist. I'm passionate about being an artist. He's passionate. He's
And Dre
even
was on
more
top of
passionate about
it.
managing. Like,
He said,
you
we
can't
have been
tell.
2 minutes, 10 minutes, we do 10 minutes.
Yeah, like it's in him,
Yeah,
definitely in him. So yeah, definitely big shout out to Drake.
yeah, man. So, yeah, yeah, it was, when we first set this up, he was real responsive, and I really appreciate that. And then he confirmed the interview, so I don't get that a lot. Um, so I just really appreciate,
He's a different
the
breed.
yeah,
He's
he is.
not from it.
So,
He's not from Atlanta, so he's from Middle Georgia. Which
oh,
is if
he's
you're,
from
I don't
Middleton.
know, yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with like Macon, Warner Robins
Yeah,
area.
yeah,
He's
from
from,
Macon. Yeah,
yeah, he's from Warner Robins,
yeah.
born and raised. So his
Okay. Yeah,
energy and how he
yeah, it's
goes
a
about
different
things,
energy
yeah, it's
in
a
Macon.
different,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a different
yeah.
energy, it's a different aspect out here in Atlanta. So he just got that hospitality, and I love, and this is just not even me speaking on a personal level. This is me just speaking strictly manager to artist. He's very passionate. He's very like he has that hospitality as a person. He wants you to know, like, okay, I'm gonna show you everything I need to show you to let you know that I'm interested in you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do whatever we can to make you bigger. I see that you're small. That doesn't bother me. Let's just do whatever we can and let's just keep at it. No matter what we gotta do, just keep at it. You know what I'm saying? To be bigger. He's definitely one of those push you people. Like it does. Like he doesn't even have to be in music. He could be like a gym coach or something. Like he's just one of those people that's just gonna push you to reach wherever goal you trying to reach. Um, and that's what I love about him. Because sometimes when I feel like he trained my mind to be like that. Sometimes I used to wake up feeling like, I don't feel like doing this today, or oh, maybe we could just push that off to later. Like he basically pushed in my mind, like, ain't no way in the hell you think you finna get to where you are by taking all these damn breaks. You got to. There's no breaks. It's all gas, no breaks when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? So, he's definitely supportive. With everything, just all around the board. He's a supportive, great management. So I'm happy about it. Shout out to Dre.
Yeah, that's good. You speak very highly of him. You don't see that a lot. Like black love is good. Man. So
Yeah,
so I get very very touched when I see black love and good black business too. So
yeah. And people just gotta realize too, because it's always a thing of like, oh, you can't mix business with personal. So, or if you're
Mhm.
gonna, if you're gonna deal with, you got to keep the business separate from the personal. But in reality, my opinion is that when you work, and it don't even have to be a spouse. When you work with anybody that has any type of relation to you, that's close to
Yeah.
you, anything like that, business and personal is always going to be mixed. It's not something that you can
Oh
really
yeah, it
keep
is. Yeah.
separate. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I never really looked at it as being business or personal or keeping it separate. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's all about you being able to go coexist and be able to manage that correctly, even with it
Right.
being business and personal. And that's just something that we've always been able to do. Like I know how to put, and when I say I don't mean necessarily separating it, but it makes a person more passionate about you when it comes to the business, because
Right.
they personally believe in you. So
You got to
in
share a
business,
goal then. Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
got to share goals, and I think that's those are the best businesses. Those are the best relationships. My very first business was a family business, and
hmm,
it made our family tighter. We had a lot of fights, but like,
yeah,
out of those fights, we got stronger, and
right,
like, we seen some success, and like, yeah, like, I agree with you. I definitely agree
right.
with you. So, I mean, this gonna be, like, this just probably some young women that's gonna watch this. What advice do you got for young women before I let you go? Like, I definitely, like you to give you some advice to some young women, that might be, considering, you know um being a young artist in this day and age, and like they pressured by, like, do they have to flood it out to be an artist, or what do they have to do, so they got
Yeah.
options out here, so, and sometimes the options ain't the best options.
Right, exactly. My advice would just to be is all about authenticity. I just feel like, you know, good or bad, high or low, just always be true to yourself. I feel like it doesn't matter if you stand by yourself and everybody's against you. Never feel pressured, or never let anyone make you feel like you have to unoriginate yourself in order to fit in. That would be my advice. Because like I said, eventually when you push a narrative, when you push and you push and you push a narrative, and when you push a goal and when you push that, people see how adamant and how you withstand your ground, and eventually people feed into that and people attract to that. So I just always say, like, just always stay true to yourself. Never allow what's going on in today's time, or never allow what another person does to make their money, or whatever message they give to make their coins, or make you feel like you have to give that same message to get those same coins. You know what I'm saying? You can always, and if that is what you do, stand proud in that. Even if you are the type of person who sends that type of message, in your music, if that's who you are, stand on that. You know what I'm saying? This is to anybody. Just stand on whatever you feel. Stand on whatever you represent. Stand tall, stand high about it. Don't stand strong about it. Don't let anybody knock you off your pivot or make you feel like you have to, like I said, unoriginate yourself to match their standards. Even if you feel like it's one man versus everybody. Just
Hmm.
keep standing your ground, because, like I said, eventually, things people realize that, and people see how much you stand your ground, and eventually people hop on your wave. That's how half of the waves that's going on right now get started, because one person had to originate it, or a group of people had to originate it, and when they see how adamant people stand on about that original wave, everybody starts riding that same wave. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my general advice. It's just to always stay authentic. Never let anybody unoriginate you.
I love it. Well, thank you, Maddie the Goat. Thank you, like my kinetic PE mix heads out there, that's watching. Madison the Goat. Maddie the Goat. She don't know it. She's been adopted as our little sister now.
Thank you.
Into the family. So we're gonna adopt her now, and she's been added to the Hall of Fame here. So be on the lookout for this episode. You'll be able to find it in our archives. You'll be able to find the article. We're gonna make an article for her on our Patreon that'll be available for free. You'll be able to share that around as well, and hear her great music. Like I said, it's going on my playlist. Make sure you put it on yours. That new one that dropped 3 days ago at the time of this recording, and the link to her Instagram and all of her the rest of her other socials will be um, in the episode description as well. So uh, until next time, I'm DJ Potential, straight out of Milwaukee with Maddie the Goat, who's down in the zone 3. Many blessings, peace, and lots of love.
Thank you
We
so
out.
much for having me.
Yes, indeed.